Well, today we got a new pastor here at Holy Family Parish in Hesperia, California. Our new pastor is Reverend Julius Bonsifra. I'm happy to report he's got a great sense of humor. Everybody's always a little nervous when a new pastor comes in because you're never quite sure whether or not he's going to be able to, you're going to be able to, first of all, understand him, especially if he's a foreigner. But he told he told actually 4 stories today that were very funny. The first one, I think he was trying to reference everything to the gospel, which unfortunately was misread by the priest he was celebrating with. He read a completely other gospel. So what he had to say was, he kind of paraphrased what should have been read, but that's okay. He didn't say anything. I just know it because I have my Magnificat and wasn't the reading. But you could kind of tell everything was kind of geared towards that gospel. The first story he said was about a husband who, a son-in-law who gave his mother-in-law a wedding or a cemetery plot as a Christmas gift. She wasn't too thrilled about it, but she turned to him at one point and asked him on Christmas Day, "Why didn't you actually give me a Christmas gift?" And he said, "Why would I give you a Christmas gift when you didn't use the one that I did give you?" Among other things. And then there was a story about a couple that went into a restaurant, and the waiter completely ignored the wife and went directly to the husband, asked him what he wanted to order. He said, "Well, I'll have a steak, rare." And the waiter, I guess this was a few years ago, he asked him, "Well, aren't you afraid of the mad cow?" And the guy turns towards his wife and goes, "No, she can order for herself." And then obviously an argument ensued. And then the third story was concerning a man who was driving up the I-15, and I guess he was stopped. He was speeding, or he didn't have a seatbelt on. That was the whole thing. The cop stops him, asks him, "Do you realize why I stopped you?" Because when he saw the cop, was going to pull him over, he very quickly put on a seatbelt. And so the cop pulls him over and goes, "You know why I stopped you?" He goes, "Yes, I know. No, I don't know. I have no idea." Actually, first lie. And he goes, "Well, you weren't wearing your seatbelt." And the guy turns to him and goes, "Well, look, I'm wearing it." And the guy goes, "Well, were you wearing it a minute ago?" And he goes, "Yes, I was. Just ask my wife." Oh, gosh. So the police officer turns and asks his wife, and the woman turns to the cop and says, "Well, I know better not to argue with my husband when he's been drinking." So the long and short of it, because of his lies, he gets arrested. Instead of just a minor infraction for not wearing your safety belt, he gets accused of, obviously gets arrested for a DUI, which was very funny. And then the fourth story, of which all of a sudden I can't seem to remember, but these all had something to do with dishonesty, and how dishonesty can get you into actually a great deal of trouble. Oh yeah, it was a guy, I don't know, his car broke down in Death Valley or something. I'm not quite sure what, but he's struggling to go to a store. He finds the store, and then he walks in, and the only thing this store actually sells are ties. But the guy says, "No, but there's just on the other side of that mountain, that sand dune, there's a store that will sell you anything you need as far as food and beverages are concerned." So the guy goes, "Oh gosh, can't you just, I guess this guy didn't want to give him a glass of water. I don't know." But so the guy goes out and he walks to this other store, which is like a couple miles away. Apparently wasn't that close. But then he comes struggling back, about 10-15 minutes later. He must have walked awfully fast, but he tells him, "Well, yeah, there is a store over there, absolutely, but they won't serve me because I'm not wearing a tie." So very funny. This guy, he delivers everything in a very deadpan manner, so he had everybody kind of rolling in the aisles. It was very, very funny. Very funny. God bless you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.